It's 11 p.m. and you just did that thing you swore you wouldn't do again. Maybe the phone's still in your hand. There's a bottle on the counter. You just sent that text that you can't unsend. Your chest feels tight. There's that familiar wave. Part shame, part panic, part here we go again. I'm Ryan Soave, and as a therapist, I've spent my career helping people understand and overcome addictive behaviors. And if that's where you are right now, this video is for you. And the next 5 minutes can change what happens next. Most people think that a slip or a relapse means you failed, that you're broken, that you're back to square one. You imagine your therapist's face, your friend's disappointment. You think, I should have known better. What's wrong with me? And the story writes itself. One slip equals proof I'm broken. What most likely happened is that your nervous system detected a perceived threat and sought immediate relief. Because when we confuse discomfort with threat, then relief equals safety. A slip isn't a moral failure. It's a threat response, a response to a perceived threat, an appropriate response at an inappropriate time, seeking relief when we really need to raise our capacity to experience pain, disappointment, and build a distress tolerance. Something triggered your system, a text, a phone call, the look of disappointment in somebody you love. In that way, your brain sensed danger and looked for the quickest off-ramp that it knows. That urge wasn't weakness, it was a smoke alarm going off. Your body was trying to protect you with the old tool that always worked. You didn't fail, your nervous system did its job. Think of your brain like a smoke alarm. It screams fire, whether there's actual fire or burnt toast. Your amygdala can't really tell the difference between an actual threat and a perceived threat, nor do we want it to. We want it to be going into automatic reaction when there is a threat in place, and we don't want it to determine it. That's the job of our prefrontal cortex. However, when we're organized in such a way that we confuse discomfort with threat and respond to it in survival mode, our prefrontal cortex is basically hijacked. And we go into that survival mode in fight or flight looking for some sort of relief because now we've confused relief with safety. I just don't want to feel the way that I'm feeling. And when it perceives threat, body is flooded with adrenaline and cortisol. You can treat a breakup or a disappointment in a relationship like a bus about to hit you. Your humanness in your prefrontal cortex basically goes offline. The slip happened in survival mode, not your functional adult brain. You weren't choosing poorly, you were hijacked. The 5-minute repair. You can't undo what happened, but you can stop the spiral right now. 5 steps, 1 minute each. Step 1. Just name it, label it. When we can begin to have this conversation with us, it starts to bring that prefrontal cortex back online. We're moving out of automatic and into something that is more of a conscious choice and decision that we're making in our behavior. So just name it, label it. Step 2, spend a minute feeling your body. Press your feet into the floor, wiggle your fingers and toes. Notice your breath, notice sensation, notice tension, name it. Be with it. This begins to signal our brain that we're not actually in imminent danger. It tells your nervous system, I'm safe, I'm here. Step 3, longer exhale reset. When people are in a reactive state, we often tell them to take a deep breath, and that's not exactly what we want to do. We really want them to take a long, slow exhale. It's the exhale that activates the parasympathetic or the rest and digest system. Of course, we do need to take a deep inhale in order to take a long exhale. We want that inhale to be really slow and soft, followed by an even longer, softer exhale. When we perceive threat, there's a signal that's sent to our body that says we're in danger, and we go into survival mode. When we can breathe like this and start to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, it sends another signal to the brain that says, we're not actually in imminent danger right now. If I can breathe like this, I must not be at threat. It can begin to allow us to relax in the face of the discomfort and distress that we're experiencing. Step 4, one kind sentence or act for yourself. Tell yourself something that you would tell a close friend if you knew that they were suffering. Be gentle with yourself. Take those breaths. Place your hand on your heart. Look around you. Slow down. Just take a moment to be nice to yourself without taking the next action. And step 5, Make a micro plan for right now. One thing you'll do in the next 10 minutes. Say a prayer, journal, call a friend. As your nervous system begins to settle, start engaging in these behaviors that will start to move you out of reaction. That it's not something that's happening to you, that it's something that you're experiencing. You can begin to disidentify from the emotional states that you're experiencing as you name them, as you share them, as you breathe into them, as you pray about them, whatever it is for you. Plus, rather than doing something that continues to harm you, like taking a drink or engaging in an addictive behavior, you're doing something that's esteemable and kind to yourself. And that's it. Just 5 quick minutes or less where you begin to regulate your nervous system and bring you out of that animalistic reactive survival mode that we need when we're an actual threat to human that's experiencing discomfort. This doesn't mean that the problem's gone away. The way in which we're reacting to the problem that causes more distress, more pain, more trauma, more suffering has been settled a bit. And now we're in a much easier place to be able to deal with life and experience it. Here's 2 quick boosts. Once your nervous system begins to start to regulate, walk outside if you're not already outside. If you can, take off your shoes, walk out in the grass, look out at the vegetation around you, the trees, the other homes or buildings. Begin to get a wide angle lens and start naming what you see on the horizon. Notice that there's a house over there, or a bird flying in the sky, or the moon up there. As you begin to get more wide angle, you begin to move out of this kind of myopic state of survival and into an even more relaxed state. And you begin to see that there's an insignificance in what I'm experiencing. There is an entire world around me that I'm not in control of. And while that might seem like it could be triggering, when we can realize that there's so much that we're not able to control, it can begin to help us understand what we can control. And we can start to see the problems that we're facing as much more insignificant that they were. That I'm just experiencing a difficult time, that I've been experiencing stress in my body, that it's not imminent threat, and that I'm part of something bigger. Another simple one is a posture reset. Sit up slightly. Stand, both feet on the floor, expanding your chest, dropping your shoulders back, letting yourself kind of get big in the space that you are. That can begin to tell your vagus nerve that you're not collapsed, that you are here and present, and you're able to garner some control over the situation that you're in, that you can move into responsiveness versus reactivity. These are just small signals that you send to yourself saying, I'm tending to myself. I'm caring for me right now. And you'll know these simple steps work when you start to see that your breath returns to normal without a lot of effort, when you can actually experience the sensations in your body, when you can feel yourself in the room, when you can begin to connect with others. The uncomfortable tension in your body might not disappear, but it'll lessen. And that's not the goal. It's not perfection. It's allowing us to move through these uncomfortable waves of emotion so we can get to the other side. Your nervous system begins to settle when it gets the right signals, and you just gave it 5 of them. You just did the thing that most people never learn. You interrupted the spiral before it took you all the way down. This repair works every time if you use it. 5 minutes, anywhere, anytime. If you're watching this in the middle of a slip right now, try it tonight. See what shifts. Repair, don't restart. If you found this video interesting or it helped you in any way, please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends and loved ones. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.